It's come up because of the movie and everything. People be asking me, "Hey man, tell me about that time you get about Michael Jackson and all that shit. Tell me the Michael Jackson story." But when he had passed away in 2009, remember back then I was doing checks, and I've never really talked about my whole check business too much on the internet. But I was doing payroll checks, and it was cash, and we never got caught for them. I'll do a video on that sometime. But boy comes up to me and said, "Hey man," he says, "I know you're doing checks and shit, but can you do concert tickets?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know." And he's like, "Yeah, well, this thing's going on with Michael Jackson. They giving out concert tickets, and they ain't letting motherfuckers pay for them, and you gotta suck somebody's dick to get the. Oh, I shouldn't say that, but mysterious how people were getting these tickets. Nobody knew. The crackhead we knew got 2 tickets, and she didn't give a fuck about Michael Jackson. And then there was like hardcore Michael Jackson fans. Remember, we copped it at the time, and there was motherfuckers crying in the street. Oh, Michael Jackson! Oh my God! Oh, the world! All that shit. We had got the 2 crackheads tickets, and I made copies of them. Back then I had a whole full color machine, CMYK. I was doing printing. I don't want to get technical and shit, but when a nigga like me do shit, I go all the way. I always have. That's why motherfuckers get mad because they can't catch a nigga. They had these specialty wristbands, and there's only a couple of companies that make wristbands here they're in LA at the time, and they were going to use this fancy gold sparkle uh, thing. They've been trying to give away that gold sparkle shit for a long time. Grateful Dead used it at the in one of their concerts at one point years back. So it wasn't a new thing, but it was stock they couldn't get rid of. And they figured gold, Michael Jackson, that goes good. Should have been silver. So we had got these things, and we had printed these tickets up. We had printed these, and I was stupid. I had gone on the internet and told everybody I was going to do it. I said, fuck it, I'm going to get, because it was bullshit the way they do it. The AEG got a hold of this shit, and the way they did the tickets at the Staples Center was bullshit. You couldn't pick a ticket where you wanted to sit. You couldn't buy a ticket. You had to get a random lottery bullshit. And it was bullshit how they did it. So this was on them. I ended up printing up a whole bunch of fucking tickets. We were sitting there printing tickets like a motherfucker, man. And we started selling them at like $50. So we didn't sell no tickets for no $500. That's bullshit. We did not do that. And we printing them, and we got motherfucking rulers out. Like when you counting for money, you making sure that line is straight. Everything it looks beautiful. It is a work of art when that motherfucker come out, right? So, when people get the legit tickets printed out, they were printing them out so fast, they was coming out crooked. You got a ticket where I can't say half, but a little bit of it wasn't readable, because it come out to me. Everybody, if you ever got tickets down at the venue, you know what the tickets look like. So our tickets look like museum pieces. You could have framed the motherfuckers. So all of our tickets that we printed, and to cover up my bases, because you know how I am, I tell motherfuckers, hey, I had a certain guy that you go to, a couple guys in line to go to, just in case some of the barcode issues was fucked up, because we had gotten the barcode information a week prior, because they had to schedule the backdash. They didn't have all this shit today where motherfuckers just snap a QR code at the right click of a button. They didn't have that shit. So the whole sequencing shit, we had to steal that. Anyway, our tickets looked better than the real tickets. Our tickets were easier to scan because our barcodes was pristine. We're talking 4-color process on the motherfucking paper instead of just motherfucking spitting out of some shit, right? So we also had a man set up at a couple guys on the inside. We'll say how many, and some still work there today. So anyway, I'm trying to keep this short. So motherfuckers lined up, and we stood on the side just to make sure that our people was getting in. And how we did it, we didn't stand right at the gate where we told people to go to. There was a couple of gates that they're right together. You guys go over there. So we was a couple of gates down looking, because the police at the time, they knew I was, so the security guard thought he was somebody. And there were tickets that had section NK on them. So, and it was like some of the stuff had K's on them. And so the security guard thinking, oh, that's an NK shit. I've heard of this. He took it upon himself to start some bullshit. Now, sure enough, had everybody gotten in, there would have been some double ticket issues, and they would have moved people over, because if you went to the thing, there was a whole section that they had that was cordoned off that people couldn't sit at. They didn't sell those tickets. They didn't use all of it. So all my folks got in, no problem. They with the little thing with the barcode, ring, made a little noise. People went in, oh yeah, they had wristband on, and yay, all that shit. And because they shipped you the wristbands, unlike the shows now, they would ship you the tickets and wristbands together, which was a mistake when you got motherfuckers like me out there frauding the shit. Anyway, all our people got in. None of our people were turned away. None of the people that had my tickets were turned away. However, the security guards, seeing where we were standing at, which was nowhere where I told our people to get in. I mean, they could have got in anyone they want to, but I sent them over there just in case something funky would go on. Our guy would overlook it. So finally, people start coming in, and I told all my people, you want to get in, you get in early. Don't come here. Don't come to this motherfucker, 5 minutes before. You want to get in with these tickets. You only got so much time because you can't let somebody else scan a real barcode and then have one of ours come across. It'd be a problem. We stood on the side watching at a distance. I'm not going to stand at the booth where the motherfucker, I'm stupid enough to stand right in front of the booth of the damn ticket thing where we're going to tell our dudes to come through a bogus ticket is going to stand right in front of it, right? Come on, man. So anyway, the dudes start coming up and I see security start, they start, gravitating where I'm at. Because they see me on the internet for the last week making videos talking about I'm getting in, my motherfuckers in there. I did a little bit of grandstanding a little bit. This was 16 years ago. I'm not as laid back, back then as I am now. I was in their face. I was like, fuck AEG. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting every motherfucker in there. The security guard came up. Oh, I know who you are. Yeah, you think you're smart, huh? You think you're smart. And mind you, I'm not passing no tickets. I'm not saying nothing to nobody. I'm not offering to sell shit. We don't sell shit in front of the venue. We don't do that. You got to find us where you find us. If we're in front of Clifton's, we over there, or we're in front of the pantry, spots like that. So anyway, this motherfucker talking about, yeah, I bet when the cops come here, they shake you down, find these bogus tickets on you. You're going to shake then. I said, man, I ain't selling no tickets, man. I don't do that in front of the venue. But anyway, so security guard gets on there and starts and calls whoever he calls, and they start voiding motherfuckers' tickets. And we got the guy on radio, and we recorded it, and I'll play it.
If anybody has any of those SJ or HK tickets, you guys got swindled. There's no such seats. You guys got stiffed. Those tickets are not good here. You guys need to leave. Management instigates. Anybody that presents to you HK or JK or NK tickets, they're not valid. Those tickets are not even existing in any of our seats. They got swindled. You need to let them know that they got stiffed and those tickets are no longer valid. So they need to leave.
Anyway, like 300 motherfuckers got turned away immediately. They was out there crying and shit. They were like, I got the best man. Oh God, oh, please. And motherfuckers drove from Fontana. Some people drove from other states and stuff, and the whole shit. It was fucked up. They could let the motherfuckers in. But this security guard wanted to prove a point that he was so fucking smart and got on there, management, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we made money. All our motherfucking bogus tickets got in, and they look better than the real one.
Go Jigga Jones is my nigga, and he be your nigga.